Happy Friday, Spirit Fam. So today we are starting to really split up the daily oracle message of guidance and then any little astrology facts that I have for you for that day. So every morning, get ready to look at this face with no makeup, no filter, no nothing to share with you today's message. So today we are going to discuss all things Mercury. So to start off, Mercury is the smallest planet out of the 8, and it's also the very closest to the sun. It's also the second densest planet other than Earth, and it has extreme temperatures and it has very short days. Mercury only takes 88 days to travel completely around the sun, which is why we have Mercury in retrograde as often as we do. Mercury is actually the messenger of gods in astrology. It indicates how we feel and how we think. You can actually even learn why someone expresses themselves the way that they do just by finding out where they have Mercury in their birth chart. So Mercury is the first planet that can ever go in retrograde. Sometimes Mercury, depending on its placement in a birth chart, can even be indicative of learning disabilities, which I found that to be interesting because I did not know that. So Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, and I am a Gemini, but I never really realized that it was ruled by a planet. I don't know how someone like me can be so interested in all of this stuff, but like I said, I used to be into the more astronomy aspect of it, I guess, so this is all very exciting for me to learn and to teach you guys. Okay, so Mercury retrograde is when Mercury is being passed by other planets and it actually appears like it's going backwards. So it is an optical illusion. So when Mercury is in retrograde, it affects us all the same in a sense, and then us differently according to your signs. So for all of us, Mercury can cause some nervousness in us, or it can either deplete our energy or give us this burst of energy. It could even make you feel lethargic or just like your energy is completely scattered. So Mercury rules communication in all forms. This is reading, writing, speaking, listening, contracts and agreements. This can all be scattered and just really not be working out for you. All of this could be disrupted during this time. And we're actually about to go into Mercury retrograde again tomorrow. So we were just in retrograde from January 30th to February 20th. And since Mercury takes 88 days to get all the way around the Earth, and then we have these other planets passing it, Mercury goes into retrograde about 3 times a year. And this one that we're having on Saturday, May 29th, is going to last till June 20th, I believe. And then we have another one from September 27th to October 18th. So in this modern day age, we really depend on our technology, and the technological world really depends on Mercury and its placement. So remember, during this time of Mercury retrograde, it is not a good time to make travel plans. It's not a good time to make any major decisions. Stay away from confrontation and drama. Work on your communication, especially with your partners, because this could be a time for some arguments or some disagreements. And Mercury is an air sign, meaning that, again, that it works with communication. And during these times, you could, something as simple as forgetting to text people back, something as serious as typing up a huge email or memo that's going to a lot of people that's super important that just like deletes itself as soon as you type it. My phone acts all wonky during Mercury retrograde. I actually just learned about it during the last one in January. I kept having all of these issues with my phone, and I was actually about to buy a new one or complain about my service, but it was none of the above. It was definitely just Mercury retrograde. So like I said, Mercury being in retrograde is going to affect all of us as a whole, as a collective. But there are certain signs that it's going to affect most. Like when Mercury was last in retrograde in January, it was actually in the sign of Aquarius. So at that time, it would have affected Aquarians the most. But of course, this Mercury retrograde is in the sign of Gemini. So go figure, all the way until the 20th, all of us Geminis, throughout all of our birthdays, are going to have the pleasure of having Mercury in retrogrades, and it's going to specifically affect us. This is not a catastrophic time, but it's definitely super annoying for everyone. And something else that I wanted to talk about Mercury today is you probably know, of course, your sun sign. And then yesterday we talked a bit about our rising or ascending sign, as well as our moon sign and what that means to us. So there's 3 signs that you have 3 different signs that really describe your characteristics, your inner and your outer world. We haven't talked about it yet, but you also have a sign for your north node and your south node. We'll have a video about that soon. But you also have a sign for all of your planets. I'm going to leave a link here where you can go ahead and find out your Mercury placement in your birth chart when you were born. I was talking about birth charts. Use that link and go ahead and find your Mercury placement in your chart. Mine is in Cancer. My Mercury was in Cancer at the time of my birth, and the only people who can have Mercury in Cancer in their birth charts are Geminis, Cancer, and Leo. With this placement of having Mercury in Cancer for me, that really means that I can pick up on other people's emotions, which is crazy because I thought just being a Gemini told me that, but it's even deeper with having Mercury in Cancer in my chart. It means that I avoid confrontation, that I am sometimes withdrawn, can really pick up on people's emotions and feelings without even knowing anything. Having the ability to really feel people out, that's something that with Mercury in Cancer that you would have as a characteristic, as part of your personality. Okay, so that's it for Mercury today. We went over that it's the smallest planet, it's the closest to the sun, it's the hottest planet, what it means to be in retrograde, and then the most important that I wanted to talk about today was to find where your Mercury is in your birth chart. So go ahead and check out the link below. Leave me a comment if you want and let me know where your Mercury is. It's pretty interesting. Let's find out some more about ourselves. All right, guys, so TGIF, have a super awesome day again, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.